Well, number one, and you love that bullseye.
I do. I do. I think there's a lot of teams that could be. You know, I think Duke's, you know, as good as anybody. I still love Villanova, but you know what? I don't think we've been given anything either. I think we've earned our keep to take our shot at it for a while. And the key is not to get there. The key is to stay there, and the key is to end up there. So we understand that. You know, I just think it's a plus for our players to feel like what they've done so far gets rewarded a little bit. How they handle it will be speak volumes to what our near future is like.
I was just going to say that this is different than being appointed number one before the season, because you had a little target and you have kind of earned it, right?
I think we have. You know, I think we've played against good enough people. You know, these last 4 games have made it a little crazy. It's always, what did you do for me today? You know, and so I think we get hurt where other teams played some of those teams early. We happen to play them late because of our schedule. We're playing the same teams everybody else played. In fact, more than most are playing. But as you guys know, it means nothing right now. I think it's good for our program, for our university, and I think it's good for our players to understand the pressure they're going to be under. Went from high to enormous, and you got to be able to handle it.
You're a coach, so you're a worrier.
Sometimes.
So this is going to sound like a crazy question, but have things almost been too good? I mean, you haven't had much adversity.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of funny. I had a meeting last night and this morning about that with my team. In fact, one of the things I did this morning is showed them the kick against the Oklahoma, you know,
the block kick.
The block kick. I showed them that and talked to them about it. It's like a free throw, you know. Those guys, everybody talks about how many kicks Georgia blocked. What was it, 2 during the year?
That was the 3rd one.
Yeah, so 2 out of 100 of extra points and field goals. That's not very many, but it's like missing a free throw, you know. And we showed them the cutout free throw in the North Carolina-Oregon game, you know, to try to say the little things do matter, you know. I still personally think that's one of Nick's biggest successes at Alabama is every little thing matters. And it's hard to make people understand that. And it's one of my biggest concerns because last year the mistakes weren't always dealt with because we were trying to survive. And this year, you don't get to make those same mistakes and try to win the Big Ten now. You know, you can't have just some days that you just don't come, because you're going to have enough days when you come that are going to be tough. So it was a good learning experience that little things matter, and that was my way of showing them today, getting a little my favorite sport in there besides.
Big Ten is back now. How much are you guys looking forward to having that?
I mean the 7-1 bowl season?
No, I wasn't talking about football. I was actually talking about basketball. Kind of getting
I'm looking forward to it. You know, because I think we can become a little bit fooled. If we can't, I think fans can be of, you know, these 4 games and take nothing away from us. I think we play when you play good defense and you shoot well. That means you're playing both ends of the court, and I think we earn the right to feel good about that. But let's not lose perspective on you know, some of those teams had an injured player, some of them we were just better than. And what I've liked about this team is, including Duke, it's been pretty consistent. Most of the consistencies has been in a good area, our defense and our offense, and our, you know, little struggle there, 3-point shooting early. The only inconsistent has still been the turnovers, and but when you look at both ends of the court, we've been pretty consistent.
What were the little things in that 4-game stretch that you think have kind of improved?
Well, I think we shot the ball better. We were shooting it decent, but we shot it a lot better, and that's what, you know, the Boeheim rule, that you get confidence sometimes, which is probably true. I thought we ran much better, you know, because we had more opportunities to run. I thought we executed a little better, you know. I think in some of those games we didn't turn it over bad. I thought we had stretches where we were a lot better. One game, 3/4 of the game, we had 6 turnovers, you know, and we had 5 in the last minute or 2 with when things weren't right. This last game we started out, we had 10 in the first 9 minutes, then we had 7 or 8 in the next 31 minutes. So I think we're playing stretches better. But I guess what I love most is I think, Gavin's getting a little better. X is getting a lot better. Kenny making some improvement here. And now it's time to get Jaron. Jaron is the next one to really get going. And did some things today that, some of that is falls on me, The running part, the offensive rebound falls on him. Getting more shots falls on me. So we'll keep working on that because I think that's another weapon we have that has not been exploited yet.
There are not a lot of minutes on a team with this many players, but has Xavier earned more opportunity? I know that's hard to say because it may not be a lot more minutes.
Yeah, I think he has. And I heard something last night. Again, I watch TV for different reasons. DeRozan from Toronto had a 50-point night. He's been on a tear lately, and they said, what do you attribute it to? And he said, less minutes. I go, I did just like the announcer, just like one of you guys, like you up there. He goes, huh? And he says, less minutes. We're playing more people, I'm not playing as many minutes, I'm fresher. And I thought that was an interesting point.
Do you share that with your team?
Oh yes, I share everything with my team. But I think it is valid and true, And does that mean that Miles is going to play 25 minutes? Nope. But does that mean he's going to play 35 like some teams are doing with their stars? Hopefully not. I think we've got a rotation now. That rotation isn't going to be as strong as it's been probably. You hope to get as many shots as we've been getting, but Big Ten play, or any conference play, there's going to be less possessions probably. So those will all be things that we're going to have to adjust to that I think will be interesting.
You made a joke about Ward missing a shot the other night, but seriously, since the alleged incident at Rutgers, he's been almost perfect. Is there a correlation?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. Tough love?
Maybe you should ask him. He'd be the best one to answer that. But I mean, I don't think that's why he's been so good. But I think what happens is, whenever you challenge somebody, somebody's got to focus in more. I got to focus in more because I challenged them, and I'm going to take some crap from everybody for it. He's got to focus in because he knows that we're not happy. And I just think he's done a phenomenal job, And now I'm ready to give him some credit because it's 6 straight games. And yet, it was a funny thing happened. I told him to tell you guys, I don't know if he did, but the last game on the bench, maybe I did talk about it in the press conference, he was tired a couple times. And I said, yeah, it makes a difference when you run and play the other end of the court compared to when you don't. And I said, that's the shape you got to get in now to play 25 minutes a game, and up that 3-4 minutes. So these are all things that I think we learn from, we can get better at, and we can make points of that actually makes sense. And when you have a video to do it, because somebody said something, somebody did something at another game, but it's a different sport, it's even better because it just tells you that this is life, this is what it is.
I know you hate social media,
a lot.
But since Draymond left, have you had a player that embraces being a Spartan, whether it's women's basketball, hockey, whatever, football, like Miles, because he's always on there supporting?
He is on there supporting, and I appreciate that, and I try to tell him, continue to support, but spend a little more time on your 3-point shot, a little less time tweeting, But I guess he's been one of the rare 99% of the time positive tweeters. Not that I follow it, but I get information. But I do love the fact that our guys appreciated our football team winning. They appreciated it. They watched it. They enjoyed it. They appreciated the way they won. Coach D came by the next day a little bit. It was all good. So you're right. Things are going kind of smoothly, and now we got to hold up our end of the bargain as I take the baton from him.
Maryland